Good evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Ramboli.
I'm Ryan Beachu.
I'm Joe Van Rivella with sport.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampasad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight.
Our road march for 2026 in the National Tuco Road March competition is Marshall Montano.
Marshall Montano makes history with his 12th Road March win, surpassing Lord Kitchener to become the competition's all-time record holder.
Lost Tribe wins Large Band of the Year, while K2K cops medium and Moko Samoko takes the mini category.
Cleanup crews work around the clock to transform towns from revelry to order, though some residents still weren't happy.
In sport, it's gold for endurance rider Tennille Campbell on day one of the Elite Pan American Track Championships.
I'm tracking a significant dust plume in the Atlantic. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
Endeavouring backstage and hard work, crowned on the front page, leaving crowds roaring for an encore after the time of their lives, and now sealed where legends belong.
And ladies and gentlemen, our road march for 2026 in the National Tuco Road March competition is Marshall Montano, encore.
The declaration on Wednesday by Tuco's president Ainsley King gives Montano his 12th title, making him the competition's all-time record holder and writing his name into the history books, edging out an honour previously held by Lord Kitchener. One of the song's producer, Mevon Sudin, also known as Explicit Mevon, said he was not just elated with the results, but
relieved is the best word, but very, very, very happy and emotional too, because to win road match is one thing, but to do it back to back, very few people have ever done that now.
Answer McCall's chief strategy officer and songwriter Andre Jeffers said the secret to the song was in his writing style.
You can actually, as a creative, find your space in our culture without it sounding like 80-90% of the other things.
Yeah.
And so you're almost taking a risk going that lyrical, going that philosophical, going that motivational.
Encore was played a total of 171 times across the judging points. Here in St. Louis, better known as Voice finished second with Kya Behave, which was played a total of 127 times. In a statement on social media, St. Louis said his heart was full and thanked everyone who supported him and signaled his plans to carry the song beyond Carnival. In third was Ian Bunjigalin Alvarez, who took to social media as well to express his appreciation.
I was very happy. I think the bigger thing for me is I eventually gave in to the fans' request to register the song, and they get the song to jump up with and cross-road it and whatever they decided to do with it, and they are happy and I am happy for them, so I am happy in totality.
Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has since praised Montano for his victory and extended congratulations to both Voice and Garlin, commending all three artists for showcasing world-class Trinbagonian talent. Opposition leader Penelope Beckers also extended congratulations to Montano. Meanwhile, King also sought to clarify an issue regarding repeated appearances by artists after concerns began circulating on social media over how results are tabulated.
There is a new rule book that doesn't apply to. So a contestant could appear in the judging area or in the judging post at any time.
King said the rule came into effect this year. With the curtain now closed on Carnival 2026, King assured that steps will be taken to allay anxieties that blotted the season.
We are going to look at reviewing a lot of stuff, the judging and all that. We heard them. We are far away from it, but we heard them, all right? And, we are going to actually do some review and try to make sure that the next time around that we are in a better place.
The Ministry of Culture and Community Development added Carnival 2026 was defined by a bumper season marked by vibrant music, mass and cultural expression. In a statement, the ministry hailed the colourful energy of Carnival Monday and Tuesday, commending masqueraders, band leaders, service providers and cultural partners for preserving the festival's traditions. Jesse Ramdale, CNC3 News.
Meanwhile, Marshal Montano is thanking supporters and his team as he described his victory as an absolute honor and joy. In a statement a short while ago, he compared the triumph to the spark of his first win nearly 3 decades ago.
He also directed salutations to both Voice and Bunji Garlin. Meanwhile, Montano urged the youth to use his journey as a blueprint for their own success.
And on surpassing Lord Kitchener's record, Montano said he was grateful to be a part of the historic breaking of this 50-year record and hopes it will be inspiration to all, especially to upcoming young men and women in the industry.
Well, today we asked, are you happy with the 2026 Road March results?
Here's what some of you had to say.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
I love Marshal Montano with all this gimme performance. I'm glad for him. May God bless him and keep him. And next year, when I come, that he enjoy it and he win it again.
He's an icon to our country, and I'm really, really glad that he won. I think Voicey should have won, in my opinion, because Marshall, oh gosh. Marshall always want to win, and then he was jumping from truck to truck. Where's that one?
He is the king of soca at the end of the day. And I mean, as long as Marshall is performing, I think Marshall is Carnival at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, each who deserves it, right? I can't say if he can't deserve it or whatnot. That's up to the judges. I assume it was a fair and hard-fought title. Congrats to him. That's as much as I could say.
We really like that voice should have been. When Cabby have come out, I really couldn't wave myself, you know. Everybody, really good. I don't like that one.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
Well, Lost Tribe has once again taken the Large Band of the Year title, and this year they also copped the overall Band of the Year title with a presentation Island Circus.
They surpassed Massey Trinidad All-Stars and Paparazzi, who came in second and third.
Kejan Haynes is at Lost Tribe headquarters in Woodbrook, where the celebrations are about to begin.
That's right, guys. It's sort of become my annual pilgrimage here to Alberto Street. We are at Lost Tribe's headquarters once again with Valmiki Maharaj, the director of Lost Tribe. He is now on 4 victories in a row, 5 in total. At what point, Valmiki, does this just become run-of-the-mill for you?
No, it could never become run-of-the-mill. I mean, every time you achieve not only a win in terms of the carnival, but a win in life, it's kind of a push to go forward, you know? It's not necessarily another win, it's another movement in life. It takes us another phase, and that's how we kind of feel about it here.
And this year was the circus. Tell me about it.
This was the circus. It was particularly special for us because it gave us as a brand, as a band of creatives, the opportunity to be able to celebrate the heritage that, you know, walk so we could run. Everything that we were inspired by to be able to create these sections this year to parallel the circus theme itself came from a space that happened so that the carnival today could exist in its own way. That made this win even particularly more special because we didn't win the win. You know, the traditional characters won the win. The heritage and the story that developed those characteristics won the win. In our presentation, a big part of the messaging and the scripting itself was to say that you may see us as characters, we may perform on a stage in front of you, but we are you. And they literally held up a mirror to the crowd, and I hope that our messaging came across to people.
Yeah, a lot of talk about performance and again and again and again. And this is you. There also talks about breaking records. Are you looking at that now? Is that the next goal for you and Lost Tribe?
I wouldn't say that is necessarily a goal, but what I would say is if it's in front of me, I'm going to go for it, 100%, you know? I mean, I respect the people who came before me. I've said this so many times before, I never thought in my life I would ever be in the same room or conversations to these legends that were before us. This year we had an event called Fete Legends Ball, and being able to even bring out or be in the same space of our event as minstrel costumes, was huge for me. Far less to say that I'm in a space that he was once at. I think it's beyond my comprehension right now.
I made a joke last year and I said, I'll see you again next year. So if it so happens, maybe I'll see you again next year.
Oh, it's your blessings from your lips to go there as we go in with it.
I want to tell you congratulations once again. And of course, we're going to send it back to you in studio. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, Kijan. Well, they've dominated the Medium Band of the Year category for more than a decade, and this carnival was no different.
Twin sisters Karen and Kathy Norman of K2K Alliance continue to blend art, innovation, and tradition, shaping their own space in mass.
Soini Gray and Crystal James show us how their creative vision keeps winning on the road.
What used to happen, we used to print like yards of fabric.
This is what it takes to win the Medium Band of the Year category 3 years in a row and to basically dominate the category since 2012. Twin designers, co-founders and creative directors of K2K Alliance, Karen and Kathy Norman, have a purpose. Their work in the carnival space is to create art, but as innovators.
We have leveraged the beauty of our forefathers in terms of the traditional aspects of mass. So you have the Peter Minchells, the Wayne Barclays, you have Geraldo Vera, who is known for plastics, right? And we have used their teachings, right? And basically even their visual appeal to enhance the appeal, right, that K2K Alliance and Partners actually has in today's society.
As a smaller band, most of the work they do is in-house. Their father worked in textiles and their mother is a seamstress. The Normans design their fabric, make 3D renderings so that they can see their designs at every angle. So this movement is not by chance. It is engineered from the start. And while winning is great, it's because they have a good team around them.
Thank you to our masqueraders. Thank you to what we call our mom Popsy, right? And the full engineering team that actually are the backbone, right, of K2K Alliance and Partners. So we do think, you know, as the story of this year actually went, it's more spiritual, right? So we do feel blessed for actually winning the medium band category this year.
And they're already looking at what's next.
We have a theme for the next 3 to 5 years.
But the real win is getting to execute their creative vision and share it with their masqueraders. Soini Gray, CNC3 News.
Congratulations to all of the carnival winners. Well, still to come in the news. As Lent begins, church leaders urge the faithful to turn away from distractions, warning that the real sacrifice may be harder than giving up chocolate or rum.
Social media personality remains behind bars, denied bail on serious charges of kidnapping and rape.
Coming up in sport, West Indies chases perfection heading into final group game at T20 World Cup.
Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off. Let me see you rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Shake off. Let me see you rock off.
Welcome back. With the Brian Lara Cricket Academy noticeably missing from this year's fete circuit, some Tarouba residents say Carnival in their community felt unusually quiet, even describing it as boring and uneventful. Popular events such as Experience Out in South and Stink and Dirty had previously drawn large crowds thanks to easy highway access, parking, and logistical convenience. Last November, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesa announced a ban on fetes at the facility following complaints about noise and disruptions to neighboring communities. UDCOT officials said the venue was built primarily for cricket and that non-sporting events caused damage and high maintenance costs. Promoters were forced to search for alternative venues, and some residents now say that the fetes were missed. One resident even questioned the ban.
Why the music wasn't that loud? When I heard that on the news, I was like, what Kamla I'm talking about? The music wasn't loud to really say, make any complaint or anything. Sometimes we, the people in here, people go in, they go in and take the walk out and they reach over any fete. So it was kind of boring. I'd love it to come back.
Residents near the academy had mixed reactions to the absence of fetes. Some welcomed the quiet streets, while others missed the music and energy. Adrian Lewis said he always felt safe attending past events, as police and fire officers ensured order and that complaints about noise were often exaggerated. Paula Allen noted that past warnings kept fetes manageable and that some weekend auto shows were louder than carnival events themselves.
I think once they censor and fix how the music's supposed to be, everything will be fine, because it's just a season and we're all Trinidadians, so I wouldn't fuss about it, me personally.
Like I said, it doesn't bother me. Okay. It don't bother me. It don't bother me at all. You want in this one across there too, it don't bother me.
I would glad. I probably go every party to across the river I get next year.
Some residents say carnival without fetes felt dull, while others remain indifferent to the quiet. For many in Tarouba, there's hope that these cultural events might return, carefully regulated to balance music, community enjoyment, and respect for residents.
The country's protective services came in for high praises today from former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith for keeping the country safe during Carnival. In a media release, Griffith noted that officers often face criticism because of the actions of a few, which can be discouraging to those who serve with honor. He congratulated the police service, defense force, fire service, prison service, and supporting agencies, including thousands of private security officers who worked in bands and fetes. Griffith also welcomed the visible presence of national security leadership on the ground and said the successful outcome reflected the work of those who lead the services, including the National Security Council and line ministers. He offered special commendation to the police commissioner, the chief of defense staff, and the 3 deputy commissioners of police. Social media personality Gabriel Harrigan will remain in custody after appearing in court on charges of kidnapping and raping a woman. At his first hearing this morning, Master Indira Chinabas denied bail. The charges stem from an alleged incident in January. The woman told police she met Harrigan at a bar on Arapita Avenue and later went to his home in St. James, where she says he sexually assaulted her. Harrigan now faces charges of kidnapping, false imprisonment, 2 counts of rape, grievous sexual assault, and assault by beating. He is scheduled to return to court on March 20th when bail will be reconsidered. Government is remaining tight-lipped on whether it will reintroduce the stalled Zones of Special Operations bill and whether it would now accept amendments.
The bill collapsed in the Senate last month after 8 independent senators voted against it. More than 100 amendments had been proposed by the opposition and the independent bench, but government insisted it would not accept any changes. On Carnival Monday, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Barry Padarath indicated the government may again seek bipartisan support. Defense Minister Wayne Surge says any decision to bring the bill back would first be discussed at the National Security Council and later at Cabinet. He has dismissed many of the proposed amendments as repetitive. Meanwhile, independent Senator Courtney McNish, who abstained, says he supports the concept of ZOSO, but was surprised amendments were not entertained and is urging the government to return with a revised bill. PNM Chairman Marvin Gonzalez, meanwhile, rejects claims that the government previously sought bipartisan support.
Former Environmental Commission Chairman Sunil Sukraj has filed a lawsuit against Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and her cabinet over the decision to revoke his reappointment last year. The case challenges cabinet's advice to the president, which cited an interest incompatible with his judicial role. Sukraj was head of the commission for over 7 years. The Environmental Commission hears appeals on decisions by the Environmental Management Authority and complaints brought by citizens.
Tonight, a major development for Trinidad and Tobago's international reputation. After years of negotiations and regulatory reforms, the European Union has officially removed this country from its list of non-cooperative tax jurisdictions.
Meanwhile, Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal says as global markets shift, energy security is being redefined not just by resources a country possesses, but by the international demand. More in tonight's Business Watch.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar says Trinidad and Tobago's removal from the European Union's list of non-cooperative tax jurisdictions marks a major step forward. The EU confirmed TNT's delisting on February 17, 2026. In his social media post on Wednesday, the PM says the previous PNM administration failed to take the actions needed for compliance, but noted that the UNC government moved quickly through legislative reform, international engagement, and stronger institutions to restore credibility. The PM also adds that investor interest is rising, noting that Trinidad and Tobago is open for business. The announcement of TNT's removal was made on Tuesday following a formal decision by the EU's Economic and Financial Affairs Council. Hailing the decision, EU's ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, Cecile Tassin, stated that progress made by this country on the path towards meeting internationally agreed standards on tax good governance is impressive. Finance Minister Dave Tanku adds that this milestone reflects his government's sustained commitment to transparency, fairness, and adherence to internationally accepted standards. Meanwhile, former Finance Minister Colm Imbert maintained that the groundwork for TNT's removal was completed under the PNM before the April 28, 2025 general election. In other business news, energy security is more than just what is in the ground. It's about who's buying. This as Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal notes that while domestic energy supply remains a cornerstone of a country's economy, the real measure for security now lies in global demand for energy products. He adds that this is critical to realizing a country's short to medium to long-term goals. The minister was speaking at the Guyana Energy Conference on Wednesday. And now for a look at today's energy and forex prices. Geisha Kaulesa Alonso, Sensi 3 Business Watch.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar will travel to St. Kitts on Monday for the 50th regular meeting of Caricom heads of government, her first in-person engagement with regional leaders since taking office for a second term.
She skipped last year's meeting in Montego Bay with Trinidad and Tobago, instead represented by ministers and senior officials. Persad-Bissessar has stressed the country has no plans to leave Caricom and remains committed to regional growth. In a social media post, she welcomed Caricom chairman Dr. Terence Drew to Port of Spain and described discussions as productive. Her visit will also be the first since her criticism of Caricom's stance on Venezuela, where she accused the bloc of siding with the Maduro government. Jamaica's Foreign Affairs Minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, has moved to ease tensions, noting disagreements are manageable and communication at the highest level remains intact.
Let's tell you what's still to come in the news tonight. Carnival may be over, but a religious leader says the growing sexualization of the celebrations is a cause for concern.
We had several showers today, some becoming moderate to heavy, especially over the northern range and the western half of Trinidad. We're in for a similar day tomorrow. I'll have the details coming up just after the break.
Every day brings moments that matter. A laugh with friends, a walk outdoors, time with the family. With Acten's gender-specific underwear, you don't have to go back. Specifically designed for men and women, Acten's provides a comfortable fit, ultimate absorbency you can rely on, and breathable comfort that helps you feel fresh all day. Feel secure, feel confident, feel free to live life your way. Find your freedom with Acten's gender-specific underwear.
Pain. So like I have no pain since using Omega XL.
For those who try Omega XL and they say it didn't work, try it again.
Remember, you deserve the best. Choose Omega XL.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chabonas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Mom, Dad, this is Trevor.
Hi.
He's no Kieran.
Back up. Swing? That's why he crossed the road. It was funny when Kieran said it.
Oh, who could that be?
We're like the parents who don't miss your ex.
I can't believe Kieran is in the neighborhood.
CG United. Good like that.
Folks, take a look at all these medical conditions. What does it have in common? This, itis. But what does itis really mean?
The suffix itis denotes inflammation of a specified organ or tissue.
Itis really means inflammation. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
He has traveled the world. He has made millions laugh.
For Laugh Festival 2026, come witness Tommy Joseph honoring and preparing a shadow, Black Stalin, and Super Blue. Get ready for extreme drama. Joining him are some of his famous comedy friends: the Caribbean Prince of Comedy, Ronald, the Caribbean Princess of Comedy, Margaret from the USA, the Quiet Prince. Laugh Festival 2026. 2 shows only. Friday, February 20th at Cafe Blue Compound, right to room 8 p.m. Sunday, February 22nd, Sapa San Fernando, 5 p.m. Tickets for Cafe Blue Compound at Crosby St. James, Cache Port of Spain, Cafe Blue, and Michel's Arima. Tickets for Sapa and Bellini's Drug Mart, Southern Street, San Fernando, and Sona, Jewelers, Chaguanas, and Pinal. And at islandetickets.com. Laugh Festival 2026. Comedy has gone extreme.
Down your phone and pick up your prayer life. That was a call from Christian leaders across the country as the close of the carnival season ushered in Ash Wednesday.
This year, both the Catholic and Anglican bishops are calling on the faithful to fast from far more than just the tangible.
Remember,
some would call it routine. Christians call it ritual. The church's Yom Kippur, a season of sacrifice and atonement.
Remember, you are dust, and unto dust you shall return.
A reminder that no man or woman, rich or poor, strong or weak, has ever been able to evade death. And so from north to south, the Christian faithful entered a period of 40 days and 40 nights of fasting, preparing for Easter.
I plan to do some self-improvement, work on discipline, self-discipline.
There are many distractions, not least of which is the phone. And so my prayer is to be more intentional.
It is there Roman Catholic Archbishop Jason Gordon wants his flock to focus, time away from their phones.
If you want time for prayer, you have to bring the social media time right down. And so if we're making God first, we have to say that God is more important than the social media.
Beyond denying oneself of alcohol, chocolate, or flour, Archbishop Gordon wants Christians to dig deep within themselves this Lent.
Don't do the external signs of coming back to the Lord. Dare to do the internal movement of your heart being broken to come back to Him.
Anglican Bishop Claude Berkeley marked the start of Lent at his Hayes Court Chapel around the Queen's Park Savannah. He struck a similar note to that of his Catholic colleague.
So these 40 days ahead of us represent a time of emphasis, of focus, of training, as it were, when we will seek to make ourselves spiritually worthy.
From the grand cathedrals to solemn chapels, it's a time for Christian hibernation, with a Lenten call for prayer, fasting, and almsgiving.
We're inviting you to come forward if you're of that mind.
And another religious leader is urging a return to spiritual values amid concerns about the growing sexualization of carnival celebrations.
Following the Hayes Court Ash Wednesday Mass, Anglican Bishop Claude Berkeley told CNC3 News he agrees with Archbishop Jason Gordon that things have gone too far, and called for citizens to be more responsible with their sexual behavior.
I do not subscribe to the idea that once you say carnival, that is sinful. We as a people, we have a particular history. We have certain matters that we represent. We have matters of resistance and rituals which help us to strengthen our identity. Having said that, that does not mean indecent, naked, vulgar, rude, or even oppressive to one another.
Berkeley added that while Archbishop Gordon's message was received with controversy, it has a deeper meaning than just moving away from lewdness at Carnival, but rather how citizens treat each other. He said he believes it all comes down to love for God and love for one another.
Earlier this month, Gordon condemned the mass band Tribe for issuing sex toys to its female patrons. Now time for the weather forecast with John Mark. We had fantastic weather on Monday and Tuesday, and then came a downpour on Wednesday to just wash out all of Port of Spain.
I would say that was great timing because we didn't get the heavy showers for Carnival Monday and Tuesday. We got some on Tuesday morning, but that didn't dampen the masqueraders' spirits. And those moderate to heavy showers in the capital were a bit unexpected, but we can expect similar conditions tomorrow. Right now, let's take a look at the satellite. Mostly fair conditions over the eastern Caribbean today, but there are several patches of clouds with showers moving in, which will give the majority of islands some overnight showers. Now, behind that, we can see that the patches are a bit smaller, so the chance of rainfall would also be less, and just a matter of timing those as they come across. And the most prominent feature tonight on the satellite, that brown area to the top right-hand corner of your screen, is a significant plume of Saharan dust, which just came off the African coast. Now, there is some good news, though. The highest concentration of dust is expected to pass south of us into the Guyanas in South America, but we should still see a decrease in our air quality from about Sunday into early next week. So I'll be keeping tabs on that over the next few days. Now, the forecast for tonight, we'll have some partly cloudy periods with 1 or 2 isolated showers, overnight lows of 22 in Trinidad and 24 in Tobago. Tomorrow, we'll have similar conditions to what we experienced today, with a few showers developing by the late morning into the afternoon, and the odd moderate to heavy shower favoring northern and western areas of Trinidad. Conditions should then settle by the evening. Sea conditions are moderate, with waves in open waters up to 2 meters and near 1 meter in sheltered areas. It's still a bit breezy out there, with winds out of the east at 15 to 20 knots. Also note the moon set time is just around 8 p.m. tonight. Keep that in mind for the end of the report. Now, looking ahead, we'll have those occasional showers over the next 2 days, with the chance of the heavier shower during the afternoon, slightly drier conditions on Saturday, but then a few showers on Sunday. But that's also when we can expect the increase in the Saharan dust, which may remain moderate into the entire of next week. Now, as we look beyond the clouds, yesterday, while everyone was focused on Carnival, there was a total solar eclipse. But don't worry, it was only visible in Antarctica. The new moon would have blocked out the sun except for just a sliver around its edges, called the annulus, or informally as the ring of fire. And as we're on the topic of the moon, tonight, the moon will be sighted to signal the start of Ramadan for the Islamic community, meaning that the first day of fast will be tomorrow. Now, the birth of the new moon was actually officially yesterday, but the actual sighting and confirmation would have taken place this evening just after sunset. So the moon making the headlines in the weather this evening, and it's an important time for the Islamic community.
That's right. Thank you so much, John Mark. We'll still to come in the news. From carnival trucks to office desk, doctors warn dehydration could hit you days after last lap.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Take a look at all these medical conditions. What does it have in common? This, ITIS, But what does itis really mean?
The suffix itis denotes inflammation of a specified organ or tissue.
Itis really means inflammation. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
When Carnival starts and quality start to matter, everybody know where they head. Food basket marketplace, fresh meat, right produce, everything looking right. The whole store full of Carnival colors bright. Wholesale retail, we serving you clean with quality products and the best prices you see. Every from Arima straight down to Goldview, Chopskirts and Chagwan, as we waiting for you. Where quality meets the right price for Carnival too. Come once, come twice, see why people coming back. Family friendly service, shopping made easy with prices that make sense this Carnival. Food basket marketplace, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right. This Carnival time.
San Fernando, although the main routes used by Carnival masqueraders were largely free of debris, piles of household waste remained along off-route streets, including Westwood Street on Ash Wednesday. Cleanup operations began promptly at midnight, with crews fanning out across Coffee Street, Sapero Street, High Street, the Rienzi Curtin Highway, and Independence Avenue, working through the night to have San Fernando cleared well before daybreak. Also at work were the Building Maintenance Task Force of the Southwest Regional Health Authority, which removed plyboards from the San Fernando Teaching Hospital. With most of the debris cleared, residents told us they are ready to observe the auspicious Lenten and Ramadan periods, which began today.
The curtain is down on Carnival 2026, but behind the scenes, the work of restoring order began almost immediately.
From midnight, crews were out washing down and clearing the streets, though not everyone is satisfied with how the season unfolded.
Jensen Event has more.
The true sign that Carnival is over is not that the music has stopped, but that the cleanup has begun. And here at the Queen's Park Savannah, the melting pot of Carnival, we have NCC officials doing just that. On the outside, there are both corporation and ministry officials assisting with the cleanup. The minute the last note faded and the final masquerader crossed the stage, the city began its transformation from mass, music, and mayhem to civility. Across the Socadrome, the Savannah, and Piccadilly Street, Ash Wednesday was spent washing down, carting away, and dismantling the remnants of Carnival. For members of the National Program for the Upkeep of Public Spaces, the cleanup is part of uplifting the country.
They also hired a new program just for the Carnival cleanup. So they would have had different shifts to us. So once festivals are going on, they're working 24/7.
From the end of last lap into the early hours of the morning, the local government and rural development minister said workers were on the ground from midnight, and by approximately 3 a.m., the majority of affected areas had been cleared and restored. Earlier Wednesday morning, Minister Khadija Amin visited several areas, including Woodbrook, St. James, and downtown Port of Spain, to observe ongoing cleaning activities. Now, not everyone was satisfied. Woodbrook residents voiced concerns about one kind of pollution: noise.
Yes. They wouldn't turn down the music. I just don't understand why the music has to be so loud that the whole house shakes. It is the notes on the chat. Everybody's house is shaking. Why it has to be so loud? You can't really enjoy it when it is so loud. If they turn down the music, all will be well. We're not against the music. We're not against a carnival, you know. That music has to be turned down.
Dolly added that masqueraders continue to urinate on residents' wall despite alternative solutions. In a social media post, Port of Spain Mayor Chinua Allen thanked all who worked in restoring the city, adding that he looks forward to receiving the public to a clean capital. Carnival's color and energy may be gone, but the work of restoring order continues. Jensen Lavend, CNC3 News.
Well, for those of you who played Mass this year, the road was long, but you had endurance, making it all the way to Ash Wednesday.
But parading in the sun could have serious side effects. Here's more in tonight's Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
Whether you found yourself jumping from a truck Junior Lee style or just enjoying the Mass, it's been 2 days of woman and rum. Which means unless you've been drinking water after every alcoholic drink consumed as recommended by the Ministry of Health, you just might be on the road to dehydration.
Dehydration occurs when the degree of fluid loss is greater than the fluid intake. So as a result, there's a reduction in blood volume. So the heart has to speed up, the blood pressure falls, the kidneys are put under stress, and it could even affect the brain.
According to internal medicine consultant Dr. Joel Tiluxing, the consumption of alcohol can cause even more fluid loss, compounding the problem.
With increased consumption of alcohol, there is a reduced production of a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, which is normally involved with conserving water at the level of the kidneys. So if alcohol is blocking this hormone, you have increased excretion of urine. So you're losing fluid in the urine. And that is, of course, exacerbated by the reduced intake and sweating.
Symptoms of severe dehydration can show up 24 to 48 hours after insufficient fluid intake. Some of those symptoms include thirst and dryness, urination changes, irritability, skin changes, and physical symptoms such as tiredness and dizziness. Now, if you're severely dehydrated, Dr. Tiluxing says you should get to the doctor as soon as possible. However, if you are experiencing mild dehydration, then drinking fluids will suffice.
Oral rehydration with water, perhaps every 15 to 30 minutes during the waking hours should suffice. And you don't want to exacerbate the situation by continuing to drink alcohol as part of your post-carnival cooler. You want to ensure that water is better, you're replenishing electrolytes as needed. Your coconut water is ideal for this, and ensuring that you get enough rest.
Now, the process of rehydrating your body could take up to 2 days, so plan accordingly before you head back to the office ready to give them performance. Brent Pedera, CNC3 News.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. And we have somebody else now to give us some even more performance. Sport is up next with Jovan Ravello. Jovan, we understand that the TTFA president is saying it's time for change.
That's right. Kieran Edwards wants better performances from the national under-17 teams. He says those failures are a chance to look at real systemic changes to this country's development ecosystem. And we update you on the Caribbeans showing in the two-man bobsled at the Milano Cortina Winter Olympics. Sport is up next.
Excuse me, sir, I dropped this.
BioStrath food supplements for vitality and well-being.
No, Richard.
Get ready for extreme laughter, extreme bacchanal, extreme drama on the biggest comedy stage for 2026 Laugh Festival. Come witness Tommy Joseph
appearing as three mega icons.
Joining him are some of his famous comedy friends: the Caribbean Prince of Comedy, Ronald, the Caribbean Princess of Comedy, Margaret, Stephen John, Captain Barry, Fareed Ali, Nuts Landing, Dan the Man.
So Tommy, what really went on with you in the Tobago airport?
Just imagine I in the airport waiting for transport. Nobody ain't come to carry me to the hotel. It's the radar that picked me up.
Roddy X and the crew, the Macomita Comedy Crew, from the USA, the Quiet Prince. 2 shows only. This Friday, February 20th, Cafe Blue Compound, right to Road, 8 p.m. This Sunday, February 22nd, Sapa San Fernando, 5 p.m. Laugh Festival 2026, where comedy has gone extreme.
Get a free pair of polarized sunglasses with the purchase of new Gen S Transitions lenses with anti-reflective coating and frames. Selected designer frames now just $4.99 with additional promotions. Hurry, limited time only at Seaview Optical.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
take a look at all these medical conditions. What does it have in common? This, ITIS. But what does ITIS really mean?
The suffix itis denotes inflammation of a specified organ or tissue.
ITIS really means inflammation. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. Trinidad and Tobago picked up its first medal of the 2026 Elite Pan American Track Cycling Championships as Tennille Campbell rode to goal in the women's scratch race. Here's more. Tennille Campbell underlined her status as a pioneer of women's endurance cycling with another stellar showing, this time with her first Elite Pan American Track Cycling Championships gold medal. Campbell made her intentions clear, attacking the field early in the 30-lap 10-kilometer race. Midway through, she made her move a second time, this time isolating herself before lapping the field and slotting back into the peloton. The tactic worked a charm as Campbell ended the race easily to the applause of the Peñalolén Velodrome. Cuba's Marlies Garcia was second for silver. The USA's Olivia Cummins took bronze. Trinidad and Tobago's four-man team of Tariq Woods, Akil Campbell, Jadian Neves and Liam Trepte also had a solid start to the championships, advancing in the team pursuits in a TNT record 4 minutes 10.873 seconds, replacing the previous mark of 4 minutes 20.09. The trio of Zion Pulido, Nicholas Paul and Kwesi Brown then qualified third fastest for the team sprint in today's afternoon session in 44.074 seconds. Colombia was second best in 43.664 and Canada led the field in 43.466 seconds. In round one versus Argentina, the sprint team was again in ripping form, brushing aside their South American opponents in a time of 43.690 seconds in the first ride. The Argentines finished in 45.101.
Zion Pulido a entregarle la posta a Nicolas Paul.
And just a short while ago, Paul, Pulido and Brown got this country's second medal of the meet, taking bronze in the team sprint. Congratulations to them, and we'll have all the details in tomorrow's Sportscast. Now, as the West Indies prepares to go into its final group match of the ICC T20 World Cup, batting coach Floyd Reefer is praising the team's efforts, singling out a special pair for particular praise. Ian Wason has more.
West Indies head into their final match of the group stage of the T20 World Cup, hoping to remain perfect like India and South Africa. The two-time world champions have been almost flawless in their wins against Scotland, England and Nepal, showing their class against the three nations. Shimron Hetmyer has been leading the charge for the Windies, with his lowest score being 23. And according to batting coach Floyd Reefer, he is not surprised by Hetmyer's returns in this World Cup.
Hetmyer came with a youth cricket in 2016 as one of our best young batters in the Caribbean. You know, Hetmyer is a proper batsman. You know, it's just unfortunate that he was put into roles as a finisher. But no, you know, you guys are seeing the best of Hetmyer in terms of his batsmanship. So he can bat at number 3, score runs and still finish games.
But it's not just about Hetmyer, or as he's known as Hetty. Jason Holder is back, and he is the leading wicket taker for West Indies so far. And Shea Hope became the first West Indies captain to score 50 in the T20 World Cup since Chris Gayle in 2009. Reefer praised the team effort the men have put on display in the subcontinent.
You look at all the games, different individuals, you know, put up their hands and put in some good performances. So that's a sign of a very good batting unit where you have different individuals, you know, square runs at different points in times.
Reefer did not confirm if players will be rested, but said the regional side is taking every match seriously as they prepare for the Super 8. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
And you know what to do. Continue to rally. Now, TNT Football Association President Kieran Edwards says recent eliminations from Under-17 World Cup qualifying are just a symptom of a larger, longer-standing national issue. Edwards says physically our teams are no longer prepared to compete, but there are deeper concerns.
It's not just on the physical side, on the tactical side as well, because many of the national coaches are saying that players are coming with less tactical awareness than in the past. And it's one based on so many tournaments scattered all over the place. Coaches and teams are just taking young players, moving them from team to win a tournament, and there's no emphasis on any building of a player in a technical level. I think we would have failed when it comes to tournament football and readiness and mindset in terms of getting out there, getting at least starting a tournament, ensuring you get 3 points in your first game. I think the mindset needs to change across the board.
Edwards adds that CONCACAF and FIFA's recommendation to make the National Youth League a 6-month tournament aligns with his view. He also spoke of the secondary schools league's reduced efficacy in creating international-level football products.
When players come to the national team, they may be the best in the colleges league. But when you match them up at players their age and their peers, you see where they're lacking. The secondary school football is not a development league; it's a league to create tournaments. To create competition, not for development of players. We have to have discussions and buying with the school teams, the parents, the academies, in terms of our top athletes, our top players, in terms of the amount of contact hours within the national setup we have.
Further afield, Trinidad and Tobago's 2-man bobsled team finished 25th Cortina Winter Olympics and will now turn their attentions to the 4-man event. Driver Shane Pitter and Junior Harris were a couple hundredths of a second away from making Heat 4, the medal race, after significantly improving their execution in the 4th run down the Cortina sliding center. Pitter and Harris clocked 56.68 seconds in Heat 1, 56.72 in Heat 2, and their best showing 55.97 in Heat 3, for an aggregate of 2 minutes 49.37 seconds. However, they just failed to make the grade for the final, finishing 22nd, 2 spots out of the top 20. 4-man training began today. Pitter will once again pilot, while Harris, Taekwondo Tracy, Andre Dakers, and Joel Fieran also set to join him in the sled. Tracy, who will serve as brakeman, gave some insight into the team's struggle in Milan.
Competition is way higher here. It's going to be a tough challenge for us, and we have prepared to the best of our ability. Just like the North America Cup, the odds were stacked against us, and we did come out on top in a few other races. The odds are definitely stacked even higher here against us, and we are here to do our best with the equipment and the guys that we have, the talent that we have.
Heat 1 and 2 of the 4-man bobsled are set for Saturday at the same venue. Elsewhere, Cricket West Indies has confirmed the departure of Rupert Hunter from its staff. There were reports last week that the Englishman had stepped down from the post of Chief Commercial Officer and returned to the United Kingdom. Last evening, CWI CEO Chris Daring outlined that Hunter is no longer with the organisation following his resignation and thanked him for his work with the regional board since September 2024. Before joining CWI, Hunter worked in various senior roles in the global sporting industry, including in the commercial arm of the International Cricket Council. Now for tonight's Sport High, there's a stunning catch. Enjoy.
They say catches win matches, and this stupendous grab was no different. Pathum Nissanka took this outrageous catch to dismiss Glenn Maxwell when Sri Lanka beat Australia to send them home from the World Cup. For that wonderful picker, Pathum Nissanka gets tonight's Sports High.
What a catch, guys. That's it for sport.
Thank you so much, Jovan. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
The road starts early. You can't wait for nobody. Long road ahead, but you're ready for it. Pick up your Astamin. Energy to move. Juve is not play. Once you start, you can't stop. Road ready, body lining, spirit high. Astamin helps support your energy when you're on the road from early. Jump up, stay up. This Carnival with Astamin. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Are you tired of the same old boring drive home from work?
Look no further.
Get ready for the ultimate after-work rush with Freedom 106.5 FM's The Over Overdrive with Davey. Mondays to Fridays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Let Davey take you on a thrilling ride of non-stop entertainment and education. He covers the topics of the day, delves into the latest food and lifestyle trends, and brings dynamic guests from exciting professions to share their professional stories and experiences. Take advantage of this energizing and engaging experience. Tune into Freedom 106.5 FM, Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the Overdrive with Davey, the ultimate way to end your day with a bang. Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Internationally, Ash Wednesday marked the start of Lent for the world's 1.4 billion Catholics, with Pope Leo XIV leading a religious procession and prayer service at the Vatican.
In his first Lenten message as Pope, the pontiff called on Christians to embrace listening, fasting, and community while practicing what he described as an often overlooked form of abstinence. He urged believers to refrain from words that offend or wound, saying harsh language, slander, and rash judgment should give way to kindness and respect. He concluded by calling on Christian communities to become places where those who suffer are welcome.
Students who excelled in the 2025 SEA and CAPE examinations were honored by their alma mater, San Fernando TML Primary, during an awards ceremony on Ash Wednesday. 19 top SEA students and 5 CAPE National Scholarship winners received awards as the school celebrated being ranked among the top primary schools nationally. Acting Principal Wahida Mohammed Narain urged parents to remain actively involved in their children's education as she gave tips for success.
Working at home with the students on a daily basis, making sure homework is being done, making sure all the materials that the student needs for work is there so that the students will be able to perform at his or her maximum. A schedule is important at home so that students, they have a system in place to ensure that every single day that the work that the teachers are asking them to do, it's been done.
School supervisor, the Education Ministry, said the students' success reflects years of discipline, teamwork, and strong parental support.
It's time to recap our headlines. Marshal Montano makes history with his 12th Road March win, surpassing Lord Kitchener to become the competition's all-time record holder.
Lost Tribe wins Large Band of the Year, while K2K cops Medium and Moko Samoko takes the mini category.
In sport, it's gold for endurance rider Tennille Campbell on day one of the Pan American Elite Track Championships.
And in the weather, there's a chance of the odd heavy afternoon shower tomorrow.
As we leave you, let's remind you to stay connected with us on our social media platforms.
There you'll find tonight's stories, the latest updates, and exclusive content, and don't forget to pick up a copy of the TNT Guardian newspaper.
We've come to the end of the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambley.
I'm Ryan Bachu.
I'm Jovan Ravello.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rambasad. Have a good night.